I got some exciting news for you guys. The Charlotte Hornets are only the 9th seed. Yay! They're the 9th seed. It's not too bad. All they got to do is beat the Heat and other contending teams in this last stretch to get back to the 7th seed. That's all they got to do. And with the trust with James Borrego, who hasn't won anything yet, but is still trying, there's a good chance that the Hornets can come back and go back to their average ways. They're losing right now, but they could go back to the average level that they were, barely getting a play-in spot. I'll chime in. What's good, everyone? This is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And last night was a close game, but here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do this praise and moral victories, because the Hornets organization, they do that the most, moral victories. But at least we're close to getting to the playoffs. The Hornets are officially the 9th seed right now. Now, before the season, don't forget, I predicted 8th or 9th seed. This is what I predicted. And do not be alarmed, but this could happen. If the Hornets do not make a trade for a big man, it's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble. I told y'all this was going to happen. I don't want to hear any excuses on this game. I don't want to hear anything about refs. Yeah, that was a bad call, of course. But if the Hornets would play the right way and stop trying to play to everybody else's strength, why in the hell is this team slowing down the pace? You're playing a team that's bigger than you. Bigger than you. And there's times when the Hornets are trying to slow down the whole flow of the game, and you know why they were doing that. Gordon Hayward came back. Yay! The $130 million man. And I knew he was going to do that because he doesn't want to run. You give Terry Rozier 40 minutes, but I know what you're going to tell me. But he had 24 points in the plus minus. I don't want to hear about plus minus. Because that plus minus number is flawed at times. I'm going to keep it a buck. You can have Cody Martin, who only had 6 points in that game. He had a higher plus minus. Didn't do anything else. And you can't say he defended well. The Hornets gave up 102 points to the Cavaliers, who's not really a high-scoring team. They're a defensive team. They got bigs. Their only scorer is Darius Garland. I repeat, their only scorer is Darius Garland. He didn't even play in the game. But I'm going to tell you the difference between the Cavaliers and the Hornets. The Cavaliers allow their players, especially their guards, to play through mistakes. Goodwin, what's his first name? Brandon Goodwin played 36 minutes despite him only shooting 4 for 14 field goals. But since the coach believed in him, even though Darius Garland didn't play, made a difference. Now look at the Hornets. LaMelo Ball shot 5 for 14. But since James Borrego doesn't allow him to play through fouls, doesn't allow him to play mistakes, and don't treat him like he's 20 years old that's trying to learn, He's handicapping LaMelo. When I say he, I mean JB. He's handicapping him. And then I'm going to point out what I saw. So LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges, they were talking. Miles Bridges was like telling them, hey, pass me the ball a certain way. But what Miles Bridges got to understand, you gotta see the ball. You got to expect the ball coming to you. But you want LaMelo to telegraph and look right at you? See, this is why the Hornets need players that fit with LaMelo's game. They need to run more, and they got to use more basketball IQ. LaMelo's basketball IQ is too high for this team. Most of these turnovers LaMelo had is because his teammates were assuming too much. You know LaMelo likes to do the sneak away pass. So defenders cannot see what he's doing and get caught off guard. You know this. But since the Hornets play positionless basketball and trying to have Plumlee dribble up the ball, Gordon Hayward dribble up the ball, small forwards dribbling up the ball, this is what you get. The Hornets were not supposed to lose this game. You're not supposed to lose a game without their top scorer, which is Darius Garland. But I'm not surprised. All you have to do when you play the Charlotte Hornets is have a big man. That's all you have to do. And if you do that, good things happen. Man, they had Jared Allen looking like the second coming of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 29 points, 22 rebounds. And the Hornets organization feels so comfortable to not make any moves. They're cheap. The Charlotte Hornets are the flea market of the NBA. They want to get these cheap deals, but they only want to spend for their favorites. Gordon Hayward. Yeah, they'll spend for that. But they don't want to spend for the best need. They didn't even need Gordon Hayward. Now, if they would have gave that money to a Miles Turner, Sabonis, those type of players, I could understand you overpaying for that. And you wouldn't have any complaints here on Raw Truth Media. But here's some more bad news. The Charlotte Hornets tonight plays against the Miami Heat. This is not a good sign. This is not a good sign at all. Bad matchup. And you already know Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, and those dogs are going to be ready to play. I mean, everything has to go right for the Charlotte Hornets to move up in the playoffs, but first to win this game. That's the most important part. They're on a 3-game skid and the 9th seed. Hopefully they try to win, but it's not looking good right now. And you already know Tyler Hero is going to be peed off. That he didn't make the All-Star team. He's shooting 42% from field goals. And really just, he's doing this off the bench. Something has to give, man. This game right here, it's just something about the Miami Heat. You got Duncan Robinson, who's a shooter. You got Tyler Hero, I already said he's a shooter, off the bench. Kyle Lowry, leadership. Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is going to look like the second coming of, I'm trying to think of a name that fits his skill set, of David Robinson. I'm talking about 90s David Robinson that was an MVP. He's going to look like him. This is a horrible matchup, but I got to see what could happen. Sometimes the Hornets sneak up and beat teams they're not supposed to beat. You know their MO. But before I go, I want to say, man, I appreciate everyone who supports Raw Truth Media, who support not only the streams, but the videos that we do. It means a lot. Coach Joe will be going live during the game. Tell a friend or even a foe or a hater you may know that we're going to be live. Y'all have a blessed day. In the Hornets, y'all got to get y'all stuff together. This is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing. Most teams that draft high and get a franchise point guard, they restructure the roster. So let me get this straight. The Charlotte Hornets, when they drafted LaMelo Ball, decided to add veterans and play the young guys less. And this is what it resulted to. Last year, playing game, got bounced, got destroyed by the Indiana Pacers. This year, went from a 7th seed to a 9th seed with veteran players like Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, Plumlee, whatever you call him, Blumley, and a mid-veteran in Bridges, and one young guy in LaMelo Ball, and this is what you accomplished so far, JB. But you JB defenders are going to keep making excuses for him. The Hornets need a real coach who understands these players. James Bouknight could have been first team All-American. Not All-American, let me correct it. First team All-NBA. And he could have been on a Rising Stars game. But you screwed that up because you don't want to give him more minutes. Pathetic. This is Raw Truth Media, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Stay blessed, and I'm out.